Today we're going to make a ring using this beautiful rose cut tourmaline. You will need 2 pieces of 24 gauge square wire cut in 8-inch portions, tweezer nose pliers, nylon jaw pliers, micro flush cutters, additional tools, soldering board, torch, copper tongs, easy soldering paste, pickle pot and pickle solution, soldering safety gear, soldering safety knowledge. Straighten the 24 gauge square wire. You're also going to need some half round square tipped pliers. Tape the 24 gauge wire pieces to your ruler. This aids in measuring the width and height of your prongs. We're going to use a 6 by 6 millimeter freeform rose cut tourmaline. Measure the width of your tourmaline or gemstone using your calipers. I'm going to mark the width of my 24 gauge wire, and then I'm going to mark it with my markers just so that I can make sure that you guys see it. Measure the height of your prongs, adding maybe 3 millimeters to 2.5. This is to compensate for the wire that we're going to be wrapping around the prongs. Place your tweezer nose pliers right under the width mark and bend. You're going to want to do this to both sides. And place your tweezer nose pliers right under your height mark and bend. You're going to bend halfway. Just not a major bend. Use your tweezer nose pliers to go around on each prong and bend the rest of the way, and then clamp down with your tweezer nose pliers, but not too hard. Apply easy soldering paste to each set of prongs. If you don't have a dispenser like this, you can also use your soldering pick. Apply a low flame until your solder flows into the joints of the prongs. Flip your prongs over and apply easy soldering paste to the other side. Apply a low flame. Pick them up with your copper tongs and drop them into your pickle pot. Rinse with, pick them up with your copper tongs and rinse with cold water. Please excuse the fog on my camera. File any excess solder that is on your prongs. I'm using a fine tooth metal file. File at an angle on each set of prongs on both sides. I'm filing the outer edge now. And this is going to give a pointy effect to your prongs. And if you bend them because they're soft after being heated, then just straighten them back out. File at an angle on the inside as well. Now I'm going to file the fronts of each prong on each side, and it's going to give it almost like a knife shape effect to the prongs, which is pretty cool. Now I had to bend my prongs in again, so use your tweezer nose pliers to bend them in. I'm marking with the Sharpie just inside each prong. If you're working with a freeform, try and bend your prongs according to your stone. Like a freeform, you'll need to bend more in certain areas. So grasp the bar of your prongs with your tweezer noses and just roll it along your finger there to give it a curved effect. This is going to allow it to fit more snug against your gemstone. If you bend too much, all you have to do is place your tweezer nose pliers across the bar and just give it a gentle squeeze, and it'll straighten it back out a little bit. Because mine is more of an oval shape. Adjust until you're satisfied. Bend the tail ends of your wire in. You're going to want to do this on each prong. When they crisscross like this, use your tweezer nose pliers and go in right in front of your prong and bend it out. This way you can see through your stone and you don't see the bar of the prong setting. When you're done, you should have something that looks like this. Slide your prongs together. I'm going to place my thumbnail on the bar. This allows me to be able to test fit my stone and to be able to set my stone a little bit better. Bend the tail ends of the wire up over the bar, but not all the way. This gives the wire a bit of a memory of being bent up over the bar so that you can wrap the wire around each prong. You're going to do this on all sides. Use your tweezer nose pliers just to go around and press where you bent your tail ends of your wire around your prongs. Just press them together and up against the bar. Make sure they're secure. Squeeze each loop together using your tweezer nose pliers and go back around each prong with the wire one more time. This is going to allow your stone to sit up high enough to where if you have a bottom of your stone, it's going to sit down in there nice and easy. Go around each prong at an angle and squeeze the wire around each prong just to make sure there's no gaps in between the prong and the loop. Bend the tail ends of your wire around. You're going to do this on each prong to where they're crisscrossing. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Straighten the tail ends of the wires. Tighten. By tightening, you can also bend them into this crisscross form. Use your tweezer nose pliers to bend the tail ends of the wire out straight and parallel to one another, but leave the curve in it here. Adjust until you're satisfied. Next to the curve, you're going to want to make sure that they are matching, so adjust them until you're happy with that. Use your tweezer nose pliers to grasp up near where the curve is, and you're going to want to hold this pretty tight and then just gently bend it into a half circle, almost just a curve. So we're putting some memory into this wire of being in the shape of a ring, and you're going to want to do this before you hold it and twist your wire. So I'm just holding it with my tweezer noses, and then I'm just going to begin twisting each side until both sides are twisted into around the length I want my ring to be. Make sure everything is nice and flat, and then you place your wire back onto your soldering board and apply easy soldering paste all the way up your band where you twisted it at. Apply a medium flame to low flame until your solder flows in between all of the little twists. Notice the wire is relaxing, so this is also going to temper your wire to where it's dead soft instead of half hard. Use your copper tongs to place it into the pickle pot and rinse it off. Trim the ends using your flush cutters or saws according to what gauge wire you used. If it's a thick gauge, you're going to want to saw it because it could damage your tweezer noses. Use your file to flatten the ends out. They need to be flat in order for the solder to correctly flow between the joint, between each piece of metal. Place the setting in the groove of your band, of your ring mandrel, and bend your band around it on the size that you'd like to make. Use the half round square tip pliers to finish the bend off until the ends meet. You can squeeze the wires together just to make sure everything is nice and tight and fitting together really nicely without you holding it there. Apply the soldering paste to the joint of the ring. Apply a low flame until the solder flows into the joint. Use your copper tongs to pick it up. And place it into your pickle pot. Take it out and rinse it off with cold water. Test fit your stone. I'm using thermoplastic beads and hot water. And form it to fit your ring band into. Here comes Crystal, she's helping me. It's okay if some of the thermoplastic comes up between some of the holes in the design, like under the setting. Just go ahead and push them back down to where they're out of the setting. I used my tweezer nose pliers to just push it down and adjust the thermoplastic until you're satisfied with the way it's holding your ring. Whenever it turns white, adjust your ring holder, and we're going to begin bending the prongs in with the tweezer nose pliers, and we're going to do this on each prong. So just grasp the prong and pull it in toward the stone as far as you can without hurting your stone. I will add some links in the description below for all the tools that I'm using today and the place where I get my wire. So just continue to bend in all of your prongs, and then when we're done, we'll go around with one more step. Just make sure you get them as close to your stone as you can without hurting it. use your tweezer nose pliers to just push each prong in to where it's snug against your stone. Remove your ring and the thermoplastic from the ring vise. Place it into hot water. If you have a stone below a 6 on the Mohs scale, don't put it all the way in the water. I hope you enjoyed making this ring with me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to. Thanks.